No sweat. What? All right, so let's go Ezekiel chapter 1. We'll go to verse 3. Yeah.
The word of the Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 3, the word of the Most High came expressly unto Ezekiel, the priest, the son of Uzziah, in the land of Chaldeans. And the hand of the Most High was there upon him.
All right, so what this is saying is the word of the Most High came expressly unto Ezekiel, meaning it came quickly to Ezekiel, right? Ezekiel was a priest. He was the son of Uzziah in the land of the Chaldeans. When it says he was in the land of the Chaldeans, that's talking about the land of ancient Babylon. Ezekiel started to receive visions from the Lord when he was in captivity. So Ezekiel lived during the time when Israel went into captivity under the Babylonians, which is about 530 BC, all right? So this was in the, if you go up to verse 2, it tells you it was in the 5th year of King Jehoiakim's captivity. So it's 5 years after we went into slavery in Babylon, right? Read on. It said, the hand of the Lord was there upon him. Read verse 4.
And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding in itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire.
So what does Ezekiel just describe? Do you know?
One of the chariots.
Ezekiel describing something he's seeing in the sky. He doesn't say yet it's a chariot, but he's saying he see a great cloud, fire enfolding in itself. The color is amber or the color of fire, right? So to visualize this, think of, you seen Independence Day? Movie Will Smith? You remember the scene when those spaceships first came out the sky? And they couldn't see the spaceship yet, but they saw a big cloud, and like the cloud was blowing up, it was on fire. That's what Ezekiel was describing. That's what he sees. And the white man gets that scene in Independence Day from the Bible. So just picture that if you're trying to visualize what Ezekiel's seeing. He's seeing a giant cloud that's a fire that's exploding out, but it's in the form of a cloud. So he's looking up and he's amazed to see this. It's a crazy sight, right? Read on.
Also, out of the midst of the fire came the likeness of 4 living creatures, as this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man.
So out of the midst of that fiery cloud, right?
Yeah.
There came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. So now he's saying he sees 4 creatures come out of this cloud, and here's what they look like. They had the appearance of a man. What does it mean when you say they had the appearance of a man?
Like they basically had the figure of a man.
Exactly. They had the shape of a man. They didn't have it wasn't a spider. It didn't look like a spider. It didn't look like a lion or a rhino. This thing was up on 2 legs and it had 2 arms. It had the appearance of a man. Read on.
And everyone had 4 faces.
Now, every one of these creatures had 4 faces. Right? So you got 4 creatures. Each one has 4 faces. Read on.
Everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings.
And every one of them had 4 wings. Imagine 2 wings on the top, 2 wings on the bottom, like a butterfly. He's seeing these things. They shape like men, but they got 4 faces and they got wings. Read on.
And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot.
And when it says their feet was like straight feet, it means their feet was just like a man's foot, straight. Like they had regular feet. Their feet wasn't out to the side. Their feet wasn't backwards. Their feet were straight feet. When it says they had the sole like a calf's foot, how does a calf's foot look? Do you know? Show me with your fingers if you can think.
Like the part?
Yes, calf's foot is like this, right? He see their feet is like this. Now, most people think that their feet is like the foot of a cow, but that's not what he's saying. You ever seen old ninja movies?
Oh, yeah.
You seen old karate movies? You ever seen them old karate shoes?
Yeah.
How them shoes is like sandals, but they closed off? Like they got a space for the big toe, and then they got the rest of the toes separated. That's how their boots work. You understand? These things that he saw, their feet looked like that. But they wasn't cow's feet, but it was parted like that because they had on boots. You understand? They had boots on that separate, made the toes look like a calf's foot. All right? Read on.
And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
What does that mean? They sparkled like the color of burnished brass. What color were these creatures?
They was brown.
They was brown, like we brown. All right, now back to the four faces part. When they said they had four faces, I believe, let's read on. Let's keep reading.
Ezekiel 1:8. And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their four sides.
And they had the hands of a man under their wings on the four sides. What does that mean?
Like they have regular hands.
They had regular hands under their wings. They got wings, but they still got regular hands. You understand? Read on.
And the four had their faces and their wings.
And the four of them had their faces and their wings. Read on.
And their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went every one straight forward.
You understand? So their wings were together. Their wings didn't turn. They didn't have one wing doing this and doing that. They all flapped together. They all went in one direction when they went. You understand? Read on.
As for the likeness of their faces.
Now he's going to describe what the faces look like. You understand? Read on.
They four had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side, and they four had the face of an ox on the left side. They four also had the face of an eagle.
You understand? So as you're looking at them, what do you see in the front?
The face of the man, right?
You see the face of a man. You're looking at them from the left side, what do you see? You'll see the face of a lion. You're looking at them from the right side, you'll see the face of a lion. If you're looking at them from the left, you'll see the face of an ox. If you're looking at them from behind, you'll see the face of an eagle. Now, make it make sense today. What would a man have? Okay, no. How could a man look like he has four faces? If I wanted to look like I had four faces, what could I do? Or what could I put on that would make people that never seen me before or never seen a person like me before think that I had four faces?
Some type of costumes.
Okay, don't think of costume. Think of something that I would have.
Oh, like painting or something.
Okay, you could do a painting, but okay, let's say I painted a lion on this side of my face. You would still know that you would still be able to see my hair, right? Mm-hmm. So don't think that. Think there's something these men had on that on the sides and on the back.
Oh, like a helmet.
Exactly. These men had on helmets. You understand? Or I'm not saying they had on helmets, but to visualize and think of a helmet. Mm-hmm. Think this cat got a helmet on. He got a lion on one side of the helmet, an ox on the other, and on the back there's an eagle. You understand? If you looking at them straight up, you see a man's face. That's what Ezekiel saw. You understand? I'm not saying they had helmets. They for sure could have four faces. And when they for sure could have had four faces. But Ezekiel seen it the way you would see somebody with a helmet on today. You understand? Read on.
Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. Two wings of every one were joined one to another, and two covered their bodies.
What is he saying there?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Read it one more time.
Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. Two wings of every one were joined together, and two covered their bodies.
So he's saying this is how their faces look, and their wings were stretched upward, meaning what? They stretched up. He said 2 wings of everyone were joined one to another. So 2 of the wings was joined together in the back. 2 of them was together. The other 2 covered their bodies. You got 2 wings that's stretching up, 2 more wings that's covering their bodies. You understand? Read on.
And they went every one straight forward. Whither the spirit it was to go, they went, and they turned not when they went.
You understand? He said they went everyone straight forward. Meaning what? When they moved forward. He said, whether the spirit was to go, they went. What does that mean? Whether the spirit was to go, they went.
Like the spirit of the Most High.
Wherever the Most High wanted them to go, that's where they went. That's how they moved. You understand? And they turned that when they went, meaning they didn't turn as they went. Everywhere they went straight forward. You understand? They moving side to side. They not turning. They just going straight. They moving forward everywhere they go. Now it's going to go back. Now it's going back to. No, let's keep going. Let's keep reading. Read verse 13.
As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lambs, it went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth light.
You understand? Now he's describing what was around it. Imagine, you ever seen Dragon Ball Z? You ever seen when they went Super Saiyan? How that glow was around them? Imagine that. That's what he's trying to describe. He's saying around them was a glow, like it was fire. You understand? Like burning coals of fire. So around them was like an orange aura that's around them burning. It was just like Dragon Ball Z. He see around them is like orange flame all around them. You see fire burning. You understand? And that fire went up and down among them. I mean, it was all over their bodies, going up and down. You just see the flame going up and down, and out of the fire went forth lightning. So imagine, not only is he seeing fire around them, but there's also lightning in it too. These guys, like, they got electricity flowing through them, just like Dragon Ball Z. If you remember them going Super Saiyan, they charged up, you would see the burning around them, and then you would see lightning in the burning. Imagine that. He's seeing that around these 4 living creatures. Read on.
And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of light.
And that's how fast they move. You saw them move, pew, pew, pew. They moving just like lightning. They moving fast. You understand? Read on.
Now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his 4 faces.
Now he sees by the living creatures a wheel on the earth. You understand? So near these 4 creatures, he also sees a wheel. Read on.
The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl.
So the appearance of the wheels was like unto the color of beryl. What's the color? What color is beryl? Do you know? Beryl is green. It's like a rich green color, like almost like a forest green. You understand? Read on. Now these wheels is talking about the chariot. You understand? So next to the creatures, he saw a wheel, right? Now he's describing the wheel that he saw near the creatures. He's describing the spaceship or the chariot that he saw. Read on.
It's like the color of a beryl unto the color of a beryl. And they 4 had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
So the work of this thing, let's say, the appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, right? Do me a favor, they turn this camera so we can see it. And they 4 had one likeness, and their appearance and the work was as it were a wheel in the middle of the wheel. So imagine you got a wheel, right? Then you got another wheel in the middle of the wheel. This is the wheel in the middle of the wheel, right? So imagine you see this turning. You got one wheel turning, then the other wheel just sitting there. That's what it's like. Like this would be, I'm a horrible drawer. I'm not a good artist, but this would be like the top view, right? If you was looking at it from straight ahead, like I'm looking at it in front of me, I might see this. I might see boom, there'll be another little boom. You know what I'm saying? You see a wheel inside of a wheel. Read on.
And the appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they four had one likeness. And their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went.
So as you see the wheel moving, the wheel doesn't turn. The wheel goes, when it says it goes upon its four sides, meaning it stays like this. You understand? So imagine this thing flying. As it moves, it doesn't turn. Like, okay, like regular airplane, if an airplane gonna move, what do you gotta do? The whole thing gotta turn. This thing here, this wheel didn't turn. This wheel just went and zipped and went whatever way it wanted to go. It didn't have to do a bunch of slowing down and turning and making angles. This thing would zip, 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 and he's seeing that, right? Read on. Verse 18.
Verse 18, Ezekiel 1:18. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dripped, and their rings were full of eyes round about them four.
So their rings is talking about like how high they was. And imagine the wheel and they got a bunch of rings on it, right? Got a bunch of rings. He said the rings was real high. It was terrible, and the rings were full of eyes. So imagine this wheel inside of a wheel with a bunch of rings, right? And then the rings on the thing had, he said it looked like eyes. Because we know we've seen flying vehicles today, what would these things be that's on the rings? Like lights. Lights. He's seeing lights come off this thing. You understand? So imagine a bunch of rings around it, and each ring has lights. This thing had lights. Just like we would look at light bulbs today. You understand? When the circle lights in the ceiling, you would never seen lights before. You'd be like, man, there's eyes on the wall. That's how he's trying to describe. You understand? Read on.
Verse 19. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Whither was their spirit to go? And the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels.
So now he's describing that in all of these wheels, the living creatures are in there. So imagine this is the living creature inside the wheel. As the living creatures go up, so does the wheel go up. As the living creatures move, so does the wheel move. Why? Because the living creature is driving the wheel. He don't understand it though. He's trying to describe it in a way that makes sense to him. He's saying, as I see these four living creatures go up, the wheel go up too. As the creatures go forward, the wheel go forward too. Because the creatures are inside the wheel driving. You understand? So he's seeing these angels or these creatures inside the wheel. That's what he's trying to describe, is seeing the creature in the wheel, making the wheel drive. You understand? Making the wheel go whatever way it wants to go. It goes wherever the creature goes, because the creature's driving. You understand? Read on.
Verse 21. When those went, these went. And when those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. And the likeness of the firmament upon upon the heads of the living creatures was as the color of the terrible crystal, stretched forth over their heads above.
See, that's him describing the glass that was over top of the creatures. So he's describing the bubble on top where he can see the creature. That's why he called it terrible glass stretched up over their heads. He's talking about he's seeing the spaceship, he's seeing the wheel, the thinner wheel, he's seeing the terrible crystal over the top, he's seeing the little creature sit inside of it, and on the top of the thing, he's seeing a bunch of rings. And in these rings are a bunch of lights that's shining in all directions, shining up, shining down. So this is what he's seeing. He's trying to describe. You understand? So that's what he's seeing, and he's trying to describe it to the way it makes sense to him. Read on.
23, verse 23. And under the firmament were their wings straight, the one toward the other. Everyone had two, which covered on this side, and everyone had two which covered on that side, their bodies.
So he's saying, but he's seeing how the wings are covering them. Inside, the two wings is up, two wings is coming down, covering them, all right? You turn back. So you see how he's describing, right? All right. Read on.
Okay. And verse 24, 124, Ezekiel. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Almighty, the voice of speech, and as the noise of an host. When they stood, they let down their wings.
You understand? What is he describing there?
The sound of their wings.
Thing was loud. You understand? These creatures' wings was loud. You understand? But he's of course again he's still describing them inside the chariot. So these chariots were loud to him. Read on.
And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone, and upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above it.
So now, what is he saying? Above these chariots, as he's looking up, above these wheels, above the glass, when he's seeing the creatures, he sees the throne. So what is he saying now? What is he looking up and seeing that?
That's the Most High.
He's seeing the Most High. He getting the vision of what's above these wheels. He's seeing the throne, and on the throne, he sees the appearance of a man. Again, talking about he sees some feet, he sees some hands, he sees a man's body. Read on.
And I saw as the color of amber, as the appearance of the fire round about within it, from the appearance of his loins even upward, from the appearance of his loins even downward. I saw as it were the appearance of fire, and it had brightness round about.
You understand? So he's seeing what? He's seeing from the waist up, it's fire. From the waist down, it's fire. So this cat sitting on this throne has the same glow that these angels had. That same super saiyan glow. Read on.
As the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain, so was the appearance of the brightness round about.
So what is that? What is the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain?
Like a rainbow.
It's just like a rainbow, and all the colors in the rainbow, that's the colors that was around this chariot. Around this man around this man that's glowing with this fire, he's seeing around the throne the color of rainbow. You understand? Read on.
This was the appearance of the likeness of the greatness of the Most High, And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spake.
You understand? So this appearance, he's saying that this was the appearance and the likeness of the glory of the Most High. You understand? Anytime anyone ever had this type of vision of the Most High, all they saw was the throne, fire, and the rainbow. You understand? Even when John describes it in Revelations, he describes the throne of the Most High the exact same way. It's on fire around about it. He's sitting there, the rainbow around him is crystal. It's glorious, but it's the sight of it makes a man just fall on his face and say, man, I ain't worthy of all this. And that's what he did. As he fell down on his face, he heard the voice of one that spake. He started to hear the voice. You understand? Now, you understand everything we just read? It's clear for you now? Open eye price. You want to go on some more?
Verse chapter 2. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me.
You understand? So as he's hearing, get on your feet, something comes into him that make him stand up. And this thing that when he stands up, he's paying attention, he's listening, you understand? But he's describing it like, you know, if I was me, I would have just stayed on my face. But I heard this voice say, get up. The Spirit came on me when I just stood up. You understand? Now I'm listening to the man that's speaking to me. Read on.
And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel.
I send you where?
To the children of Israel.
You understand? The Most High let them know, I'm sending you to the children of Israel. Read on.
To a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me.
To a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. Read on.
They and their fathers have transgressed against me even to this very day.
They and their fathers have transgressed against me even to this very day. You understand? The Lord was saying to Ezekiel, I'm sending you to these people. I'm sending you to my people that have been rebellious, that have been hard-headed. You understand? We was already in captivity. The Lord had already allowed us to be punished, to begin to be punished for the evil that we had done. He rose Ezekiel up to talk to us, to comfort us, to tell us to come back during this time that we was in captivity. And when you read the book of Ezekiel, matter of fact, let's get. Do you have a Bible dictionary yet? You ain't buy one? I'm gonna have you read out of the Bible dictionary, right? We're gonna read about the book of Ezekiel. This is a good thing for you to get. Be able to save up some money. Probably about $11, $12 online. It's on the vein compact Bible dictionary. The reason why this is good is because it gives you a lot of answers and insights to things that's going on in the scriptures that you might not, but it's good to have when you study. I use it all the time when I'm studying, when I'm going through the scriptures. I find something I'm not sure about, I turn to this. You understand? So hey, I want you to take this. I want you to read what this I want you to read what it says about Ezekiel and then the book of Ezekiel. All right. And this is good to give you some history background on Ezekiel and what he talks about, what his purpose was in the Lord sending him to the children of Israel. So I want you to start at Ezekiel.
Ezekiel meaning God strengthens.
Ezekiel means God strengthens. In Hebrew, it's Ezekiel in Hebrew is rather than Yakazak Allah. That's Ezekiel in Hebrew. Yakazak Allah. And it means the Most High strength. All right? Read on.
A Hebrew prophet of the exile.
The exile is the time when we went to slavery in Babylon. All right? Read on.
A play is made on this name in connection with the prophet's call of a priestly family. Ezekiel grew up in Judah during the last years of Hebrew independence and was deported to Babylon with Yah, Yahoiakim.
Yeah, this one is a rough name. Don't feel bad about that one. So it's saying that he grew up in Judah during the last years while we were independent. Then he got sent to Babylon. We went into captivity. We don't.
In 597 BC, probably early in life. He was thus a younger contemporary of the prophet Jeremiah and of Daniel, who also, as a young man, was taken to Babylon in 605 BC.
So what it's telling you is he was a young man during the time of Jeremiah. Jeremiah is the prophet that warned us about going into Babylon. Jeremiah is the prophet that said we're gonna go into captivity, we're gonna be there for 50 years, we're gonna suffer this and suffer that. Jeremiah battled cats in Jerusalem before the Babylonians came and put us in captivity. Ezekiel rose up under Jeremiah, is what that's telling you. He's a young contemporary, meaning he rose up under Jeremiah. He came up under Jeremiah. You understand? Read on.
In 605 BC, Ezekiel lived with the Jewish exiles by the irrigation canal Kabar.
See what I'm saying? Remember when we read in Ezekiel 1 and 3, it said he came up in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Kabar. That's what it's saying. He lived there when he was in Babylon. We read in the Zondervan about Ezekiel, all right?
In the Zondervan?
In the Zondervan Bible Dictionary.
Oh, okay,
no flip. Just hear the brother. Just listen to the brother. Read on.
Ezekiel lived with the Jewish exiles by the irrigation canal Kabar, which connected to the Tigris River with the Euphrates above Babylon. Daniel carried out his quite different work in the Babylonian court.
So while Ezekiel was there prophesying to the people that was living in that area, Daniel was living in the capital of Babylon where the king was. Daniel was in the king's court. You know what that means? No. Okay. Back during the time when there were kings and queens, the government was like the king's court. Like today, y'all ever heard of the president's cabinet? The cabinet members, like the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Treasury. That's the president's cabinet, meaning the people that's close to him, the people that he reached to whenever he needs something. Well, when back at the time when they had kings, every king would have a court, or people that were close to him that he needed to reach out for something, they were there. They were like his cabinet. So the king's court was made up of, ambassadors, dignitaries, men that was rich, bankers, cats that was military leaders. Those were the king's court. Daniel was in the king's court in Babylon. He was right there where the government leaders were at. Ezekiel was not where the government leaders was at. He was over there by the river Kabar, where the Israelites had been sent in that area. So while Ezekiel's prophesying in one area, Daniel's up there with the king and them doing another mission. You understand? Read on. Then y'all, the power cord plugged in on the laptop. Do me a favor, plug the power cord in so it don't go off.
Yeah.
Go ahead, John. Yes,
Yes, God. And this is sort of off of the topic. How can you be sure? Sort of on the topic. Sort of. But how can you be sure, like the people that's in Africa, how can you be sure, even though the seed comes from you, Father, but like all those Africans over there, right? And they all call them Africans. It's like that movie, Color Purple.
Yeah.
And when our kids came back, they learned culture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So how can you be sure, like, to know that,
Okay. Not everybody in Africa is African.
Yeah.
We know that, right? Our mission right now is not to go get the Israelites in Africa.
Oh, okay.
Our mission right now is to get the Israelites here in America.
Yeah.
Once we get all the Israelites here in America, the Lord might send us to go to Africa and find out who's an Israelite.
But I mean, but why can't they? I mean, even though they might be learning about it, but what if they say, well, I'm not. Well, of course you're gonna know because you know, because they're gonna be like, well, my father, you know,
Yeah, come.
he was a, you know.
Come. It's just not our time yet.
Okay.
The time to go get the Israelites in Africa is coming, but it's not here yet.
Okay.
The time right now is get the Israelites that's in America.
Okay.
Get the Israelites that's in Mexico, that's in the Caribbean islands, that's in South America, that's in Canada.
So why them?
Because they the ones the Lord said gotta wake up first.
No.
Because they the ones the Lord prophesied where they would be. We know for a fact that there's Israelites in Mexico because they came into slavery there. We know for a fact there's Israelites in the Caribbean islands because they came into slavery there. The Lord prophesied they would be there. You understand? We know for a fact there's Israelites in Africa because the Lord said we would be scattered in the four corners of the earth. But the Lord prophesied in Deuteronomy 28, Deuteronomy 33, and Genesis 49 where Israel would be the most. You understand? The 12 tribes breakdown comes from the Lord saying in the last days, this is where most of Israel is going to be. The majority of Levi is going to be on an island right with the majority of Simeon, and they hate each other.
Okay.
That's how we know the Dominican Republic and Haiti is where the Simeonites and the Levites are at. Are there Levites somewhere else? Yes, I'm sure they are. But it's not time to go get them yet. Until we get all the Levites that's in Haiti, we ain't gonna go to Africa to find the Levites.
Okay.
Until we get all the Judites that's here in North America, we're not gonna go find the Judites in Germany. Until we get all of the Gadites here in America, we're not gonna go to China to find Gadites. You understand? Now's not the time to go to Africa. That time may come, but we ain't worried about them right now. We worried about who the Lord prophesied was going to be here in the end and who was going to wake up. You understand? And that's it. That's all it is. You swap. No sweat. Let's keep reading on Ezekiel.
All right. Daniel carried out his quite different work in the Babylonian court. We know little more about Ezekiel except that he was married. Ezekiel was called to be a prophet in the 5th year of his captivity.
We just read that, right? Ezekiel, first chapter. Read on.
The last date mentioned is the 27th year, verse 29 and 17. His ministry therefore lasted at least 22 years from about 593 to 571 BC. When Jerusalem was finally destroyed, 17 years after he arrived in Babylon, Ezekiel entered into the sufferings of his people. On the day which the final siege began, the prophet's wife became suddenly sick and died. And this he became a sign to the people and was not allowed to go through the customary period of mournings, doubtless to emphasize to them the greater sorrow now coming upon the nation.
You understand? So let's go into a little bit more. Let's give you some background on Ezekiel, what he did, what his purpose was, the things he went through. You understand? Y'all point, you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say, about how like the history that's in there, like I wanted to say okay, how I think is, don't you think it's important, just important as all the rest of the tribes, even though you said these gotta be woke up first, right? Don't you think it's more just as important as the other ones? Not saying we gotta go get them, but just to know where they at and who they are, and then there's a specific time we gotta go get them.
Now, okay, it's not as important because we can't do nothing for them. Let's say we knew it. Let's say we knew it was a village of Israelites in Africa right now. What can we do for them? What can we do for them? What can we do for the Israelites out here right now? We go out on the street and teach every week, right? Are they saving them? Are they all rushing into the truth? So we should just say fuck them and just go to Africa and get that village.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, I know
that's
what
why
I'm saying. I'm asking a question.
no.
Should we say to hell with them because they don't listen when we go on the street? Should I say to hell with them and just go to Africa and find that village?
No.
What we gonna do? We gonna keep teaching them till they wake up, right? So that's what's most important right now.
That's right. I'm not saying.
I know you're not. I'm telling you. Right there, fixing here, what's here is more important than going to Africa. You understand? It's just they had. If they were important, the Lord would have teachers for them. You understand? The Lord don't have teachers in Africa right now. The Lord has them here. Why? Because this is what the Lord wanted. If the Lord wanted to wake up all the brothers in Africa, He would have ISUPK in Africa. He would have woke up the brothers in Africa and had them teaching in Africa with the Israelites. They're not teaching that in Africa.
Because they might hear it on the internet and stuff.
No, I know
they
that.
might got people in the schools telling them about it.
That's what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. The truth started here because this is what the Lord wants to see. The Lord wants to wake these people up. You know what I mean? You done with it?
I'm thinking about it.
Let's try a little bit more. Huh? You understand? This is the Lord has us here because here is where the Lord wants us to be. When the Lord wants us to be other places, He'll put us other places. You understand? What's the matter, man? You fell in love with some African broads? Huh?
No, man. It ain't happening.
You sure? You caring about these Africans? You got like, gotta be we got to lick them up, sir. They all can't be heathens. Leave it alone, man. The time is right, man. The Lord, you know what I mean? We're gonna get everybody we got. I don't even ask about the Chinese, man. Hey, so like China. You ain't asking about them, you asking about them Africans, though. I'm saying, well, some of them, all of them ain't bad. Got a point. Leave Africans alone. Time will come when the Lord wants us to save the Israelites in Africa. He'll put us there. In the meantime, go meet you a sister, all right? Okay. Go get one of these nappy-headed broads in North Philly, man, before you try to go get it African, all right? Okay, they love you too. So you see how the dictionary do a good job of going into the history of these prophets, all right? Any other questions?
I hear what you're saying.
Most time prophets. Any other questions? You bring me the water on that.
So is it is it any like history where you're reading out of? I know some of it's in the Bible, but I mean to the scriptures on that.
About what? About the Africans? About
Israel? No, not the Africans.
About Israel being everywhere?
Yeah, I know like about what you was talking about, like the Simeonites and the Haitian over there and stuff like that. What I'm saying, well, I know because some of the history's in the Apocrypha too.
There's history to show Hebrews in Africa. There's a ton of history. If you go look up ancient West African empire, I'm just letting you know. If you go look up ancient West African empires, all of them were started by Hebrews. The kingdom of Ghana was started by Hebrews. Those Hebrews that ruled in Ghana, Hebrew kings in Ghana. The ancient empire of Mali, which is in West Africa, was the Israelites. Those are Hebrews in Mali. Timbuktu was established by Hebrews. You understand? All of the greatness of West Africa was established by Hebrews. The world just don't tell you that because they don't want us to make a connection. But they'll say it was Jewish people in Ghana. Them Jewish people was black Israelites. They'll say it was Jewish people in Mali. Them Jewish people were black Israelites. The white man just don't want to make the connection that those black people, you understand, were what's the name?
Jews.
Were Jews. That's all you can do? That's all you got? Yeah. You sure? You don't want to get none? You don't want to give none of the other ones a shot?
I did all of them except for number 7.
I'm saying, you still got 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, you on the other side?
Oh, okay.
I ain't doing them in order. It's just like 10.
You ain't got to do them in order, right?
I do them in order.
They're going in order. You got to do them exactly the way they written on the test.
You talking about the numbers?
You got to do them all in order. exactly the way it's written on your answer sheet. It's exactly the way it is on your answer sheet. You understand? We know exactly how it is on your answer sheet. Can't go out of order. Scriptures got to be in the same order. Everything got to be in the same order as it is in your answer sheet.
Even the numbers?
Everything. Got to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
You understand? It's got to be exactly the same. All right. So yeah, I'm trying to make that happen. And then also I got the rest of it too on here. No, I got the it's more to it, right?
There's more?
Yeah, there's more to the test. I'll get the second part of it for you when you're done with this. All right. If you want to, I can just give you the second part of it, and you can just come back later and you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Instead of you wasting time to write that all the way over.
So I can't do a regular part.
Okay, you can, but as you write it, it gotta be in order. So let's say you wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and left space. You could do 1 and 3 and 5 and then come back and fill in 2 and 4. But on the paper, it gotta be in order. You understand? Let's see something. Okay, here's the second part. You try and finish it up. There you go. All right. You got no questions? If not, we're gonna talk a little bit about go ahead, young man.
I want to question about talk about which was talking about So we our job is to wake up as many Israelites as we can.
Okay, our job is to do what the Lord prophesied for us to do, which is to wake up our people and prophesy the destruction of this evil kingdom. You understand? Both of those really are the same job. You understand what I'm saying? We go out there on the streets. What is our purpose of being out there? Our purpose is to wake up the 12 tribes of Israel and to also prophesy the destruction that's coming to this evil place. That's the job that the prophets have always had. Let me get Jeremiah 28:8. Jeremiah 28:8 tells you what the job of the prophets are. Why the Lord put us here, sent us down here, why we go out there on the streets every week and teach. You understand? And this profession of being a prophet is the oldest profession on the earth. You understand? Prophesying the word of the Lord is older than, Israel. You understand?
I got it.
Jeremiah 28:8.
Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of the old.
What does that mean? Well, what does that mean? The prophets that have been before me. Who is Jeremiah talking about?
All the prophets that came before him.
All prophets that came before me, before him, and before thee. What is that talking about?
Before us.
He said all the prophets that came before me and before and thee. Who is the thee talking to?
Talking to us.
No. Just think, as you're reading Jeremiah, he's talking. You understand? Who is he talking to?
Oh, the people at that time.
The people that he's speaking to. He said the prophets that have been before me and before you. Read on.
Of the old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
You understand? That's what the prophets have always done. The prophets that came before Jeremiah and the prophets that came before all the other people, they prophesied against both great countries and kingdoms. What did they prophesy of? Of war, of destruction, of pestilence. You understand? Of the Lord's wrath coming down. That's what we've always done. So when we go out there and say World War III is coming and the white man going into slavery and the Lord going to destroy this place, we ain't doing nothing new. We're doing the same thing the prophets of old have done. People look at us weird and people look at us funny because they've never seen real prophets before. They've seen Christians, they've seen preachers like T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar. They think those are real men of God, when those are not men of God. Real men of God do what they've always done. Just go out on the street and prophesy against great countries and great kingdoms about the destruction that's coming. You understand? That's the job the Lord always had us to do. When Christ came on the scene, Christ ordered his disciples to not only prophesy about the destruction coming. Okay, prophesying the kingdom of heaven is at hand is the same thing as saying America's gonna fall. You understand? We prophesying about our kingdom coming is the same as saying America's gonna fall, because what has to happen before our kingdom can come? America gotta fall. We go out there to deliver a message of destruction to one people and a message of salvation to another. While we telling our people about getting saved, we're telling these other people about how they're gonna get destroyed. You understand? And that's what the prophets have always done. You understand? Go ahead, young.
So what should I put on this? The prophets of old or something?
Prophets of old. Yeah, the prophets of old. You understand? The job of the prophets have always been to wake up our people about coming back to the Most High and to prophesy destruction to all the enemies of our people. You understand? Let me also get hold up.
Is it another precept on it? Or?
About the mission of it, the mission of the prophets. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me get Ezekiel 3 and 4.
This will be a little different than that one.
No, it's gonna be the same.
So
It's gonna be the same.
we'll get Ezekiel what?
Ezekiel 3. We're gonna go 4.
3 and 4.
No, the Ezekiel 3 and 4. Let's just start at verse 4, all right? Young man, you can read.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 4. And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them.
You understand? The Lord told Ezekiel to go to the house of Israel and speak his words. You understand? Read on.
For thou art not sent to a people of strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel.
You understand? The Lord told Ezekiel to go teach the people that's near you. I ain't sending you nowhere where they don't speak your language. I ain't sending you nowhere where they ain't gonna be able to understand you. I'm sending you to your people. That's why the Lord wake us up here. Where the Lord wants us to go? To the people that speak our language, to the people that can understand us. The Lord sending us to our brothers and sisters that's living right with us. You understand? Read on.
Not to many people of a strange speech and of an hard language, whose words thou can't understand.
You understand? He ain't sending us to somebody that's foreign to us. He ain't sending us to somebody that ain't on the same page that we on, that didn't grow up the way we grew up and live the way we live. You understand? Read on.
Surely, had I sent thee unto them, they would have hearkened unto thee.
If he did send it to some strange people, guess what? Them strange people would have listened. The Lord sent Ezekiel to the Chinese would have woke up. He sent Ezekiel to the Africans would have woke up. He sent Ezekiel to the Japanese would have said, yeah, we children of Israel. You understand? But he didn't send Ezekiel to any of them people. Who did he send them to? Read the next verse.
But to the house of Israel will I not hearken unto thee.
Start over verse 7.
Ezekiel 3 and 7. But to the house of Israel, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee.
See, the house of Israel ain't gonna listen to you though. Even though we sent to the people that's right by us, that understand us, that grew up in the same circumstances we grew up in, they ain't gonna listen. Why? Read on.
For they will not hearken unto me, for all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-headed.
Hard-hearted. Impudent and hard-hearted. Hard-hearted is the same thing as hard-headed. What does the word impudent mean?
I'm not sure.
What do you do if you don't know what the word means?
You look it up.
Look it up in the dictionary. You got a dictionary on your phone?
No, sir.
No sweat. I got a dictionary on my phone for all y'all. If y'all got the little smartphones, you can download the Merriam-Webster dictionary app. All right.
Where is it? How do you?
Impudent. IMPUDENT. Impudent means failing to show proper respect and courtesy. Very rude. That's what the Lord said black people are. Hispanics and Native Indians. The Lord line. We go out there to speak. We should be honored and respected, right? What they say to us, these niggas ain't shit. Go get a job. Nigga, you look nasty. You understand? They rude as hell. We out there trying to save their life. They talking about nobody want to hear that nigga go home. You understand? They just ridiculous, man.
Sorry, sir.
Go ahead.
You said it's an app.
Yeah, it's an app. You go to Google Play Store.
Okay.
Just type in Webster Dictionary.
Oh, Webster.
Webster Dictionary.
This is the name of it. The impure.
No. Impudent is the word. Impudent.
Smell like.
Nah.
Like I got
Webster Dictionary. You go to Webster Dictionary app. No.
So it's a Webster dictionary.
Webster Dictionary. Everybody understand?
No.
Also, let me get Ezekiel 33.
Okay.
Go some more on what the Lord told Ezekiel. I'm gonna go through a lot of different prophets and show you all the things the Lord told them their job was. You understand? Let's go to 33. Let's go to Ezekiel 33 and verse 7.
Chapter 33.
Yeah, Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 7.
Okay.
Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 7. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
What is a watchman?
Someone that watch over you, right?
Okay, think of it in the time of Ezekiel. What were watchmen used for? What was their job?
To like protect.
How did they protect?
I guess by giving them the knowledge, right?
No. Now you talking about the prophet. I'm talking about a watchman. What is a watchman's job? Not talking about a man that's teaching and preaching, but a watchman. Dang y'all.
Watchman is like somebody who watch over the people and alert you when danger comes.
How would you know when danger's coming? Dang y'all.
They blow on.
Okay, if I'm the cat that's blowing the horn, why am I blowing the horn? Dang y'all.
Danger.
I see danger. Where do I see danger?
On the other side of, or the watchman, they'd be up in like a tower. Right?
That's what I want. The watchman, say you had a village or a town. You had walls around the town. Watchmen would stand on the top of the wall, and they would be lookout. We live in, imagine we didn't live in these cities like we do, or even in the cities where we at. And every city, or every part of the city, there's a tall building, right? Let's say you had a cat on the roof of the tallest building watching the city. You see cats coming from far away that's not from the city, and they look like they got tanks and guns, and they trying to come ride on us. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sound the alarm for everybody in the city to know danger coming. It's time to gear up. It's time to get ready. Tuck in the women and children. We about to go to war. That was a watchman's job. Watchman would stand on the walls of the city. He's looking around in all directions. He sees somebody approaching or force approaching that ain't familiar. He would sound the alarm to let everybody know danger's coming. The Lord told Ezekiel, I've made you a watchman to the house of Israel, right? Read on.
Therefore thou shalt hear the word at thy mouth, and warn them from thee. You
understand? The Lord said, you're going to hear the word at my mouth and warn them of me. You understand? Read on.
Verse 8. When I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die, if thou doest not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that that wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand.
So what did the Lord just tell Ezekiel?
To sound the alarm to prophesy about to the wicked.
And if he don't prophesy, what's going to happen?
It's his fault.
Their blood is going to be on his hand. You understand? It's his fault that they die if he don't warn them from what the Lord said. You understand? Read on.
Verse 9, nevertheless, if thou warn the wicked of his way to turn from it, if he do not turn from his way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul.
So what happens if he does do what he's supposed to do?
You deliver him.
He delivers himself. He go out there and teach, and they don't wake up, they're going to die anyway. But guess whose fault it's not going to be? It's not going to be Ezekiel's fault. We go out there on the streets every week because we don't want people's blood to be on our hands. With this knowledge that we have, knowing the truth and knowing how to serve the Most High, if we don't go out there and warn our people, they're going to die. But the Lord going to blame us because we didn't give them an opportunity to change their life. You understand? Read on a little bit more.
Therefore, O thou son of man, speak unto the house of Israel. Thus he speaks, saying, if our transgressions and our sins be upon us, and we pine away in them, how shall we then live? Say unto them, as I live, saith the Most High Yahweh, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked turn from his way and live. Turn ye.
What did the Lord just say?
I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked.
What did that mean?
And you don't want the wicked to perish.
You don't want him. The Lord don't take no pleasure in killing people. It ain't fun for him. He don't enjoy it. He don't enjoy putting nobody to death. But if you ain't gonna listen, he gonna have to do his job. What would the Lord rather have happen?
Wicked turn from their way.
He'd rather have the wicked turn from their way. How's the wicked gonna turn from their way if they ain't got nobody to teach them? How the wicked gonna turn from his way if he don't know there's another path that he can take? You understand? That's why the Lord give us the knowledge to go out there on the streets and teach. Let me go. I'm gonna give you on one in the New Testament. You understand? Give me Romans chapter 10, verse 14. Go on the New Testament. Romans chapter 10, verse 14. All of these go on your topic down the corner about why we go to preach, all right? And who we send to. These scriptures I'm calling out, they all go to the question you asked about going to Africa, why we, you know what I'm saying? Preaching where we preach. Read Romans 10 and 14.
Romans chapter 10, verse 14. How then shall they call upon him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher?
What is he saying? No man.
He's saying how can you warn them if you're not out there? There's nobody to warn. Nobody.
I got you. How they gonna be warned if ain't nobody here to warn them? You understand? How they gonna be warned if ain't nobody to warn? How they gonna have belief if ain't nobody told them who to believe in? You understand? Real.
And how shall they preach except they be sent?
And what does that mean?
You gotta be called, right?
Somebody got to be given the order to go preach. Because nobody wants to wake up one day and go preach, are they? Nobody. That's never been done in Israel. No man ever just woke up one day and decided he was going to go preach. You understand? Even when we read Ezekiel, who was Ezekiel? Ezekiel was the son of a priest. Ezekiel was born and raised to be a priest. He ain't just a cat that woke up one day and said, hey, y'all, I'm teaching. Come listen to me. There's a cat that was established. You understand? All the men that the Lord ever used in Israel were like that way. You understand? These are men that were established, were approved, were certified, and people should have respected them for that. None of us in here just woke up one day and said, you know what, man, I'm going to be a priest of the Lord. Woke up one day and just said, you know what, man, I'm going to tell all black people to they're children of Israel. None of us woke up one day and decided that. This is something that we all, and you in the early stages of the process, young brother, we all was searching for what our goal, what our purpose was in life. Why we went through the things we went through in life and lived the life we lived, until one day the Lord decided that he was going to give us the answer. You understand? And we didn't know, even the first time we came to class, we didn't know that this is what the Lord intended for us to do in our life. You understand? But the Lord, when the time is right, he's going to show you. But nobody just wakes up one day and says, you know what, man, I'm going to give up weed, give up hoes, I'm going to give up pork, and I'm going to be a priest to God. Nobody do that. It don't happen that way. Everybody got to be taught and trained and shown the right way to do this job before you sent out to do it. How do people going to know that what they doing is wrong unless somebody's there to tell them they wrong? How they going to know to believe in the Most High unless somebody tell them, man, you got to believe in the Most High? How is somebody going to go out there and preach to them if they ain't been sent? You understand? This job, this work that we doing here, learning, is just as important as the job we do when we go out there to teach. You understand? Read on.
Verse 15. How shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the word of peace and bring glad tidings of good things.
And what does that mean? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace. Why is it saying that this man's feet is beautiful? It's saying the man that's preaching about peace, his feet are beautiful. Why would you know what a man's feet look like? How could you know what somebody's feet look like?
They had to be in front of you.
Wow. How you know what their feet look like? If they're in front of you, you're right. They're in front of you. How do you know what their feet look like? Come on.
You have to see them.
You had to see what?
Their feet.
So what would you be doing in order to be able to see their feet?
Looking at them.
Looking at them where?
Their feet.
Okay. Why would you be looking at somebody's feet?
Because of bringing or something.
Okay. You just looking at men's feet all the time.
No.
You have conversations with grown men who look at their toes. Pretty feet though. Why is Paul saying this cat's feet are beautiful? Daniel.
Because he follows one?
He's in front of this cat, but his head is down. And he's listening to everything this man is teaching them. You understand? That head being down is a sign of respect. It's a sign of you the man in charge. I'm here to learn from you. And as I'm showing you that I'm giving you the respect, I'm looking down. Seeing how beautiful this cat's feet is. This cat, I only know now, it's not literally saying the cat's toes are pretty, but it's saying Paul is letting you know how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel, because if a man is teaching you the truth about the Lord, you should be like this, man. I'm thankful I'm here to learn this. You understand? You should be seeing this man's feet because you bow, letting this man know, man, I respect you. I appreciate what you bring to me. You understand? And that's not a bad thing. It's masculine to show honor and respect to men that are greater than you. You understand? It's an honorable thing to recognize that this cat's better than me. I should follow him. I want to be like this cat when I grow up. You understand? Now you shouldn't want to be like somebody because they're strong, or want to be like somebody because they get a lot of holes, or want to be like somebody because they they make money and they ball out of control. No, I don't want to be like a man like that. You should want to be like a man who serves God. He's like, man, this cat gave up weed and hoes and he obeyed the Lord, man. I want to be like this cat when I grow up. You understand? This cat know the Bible back and forth. He know the words of the Lord and he living by him. Man, I want to be like this cat better than me. I should learn from this man. I should want to be like him when I grow up. That's a beautiful thing. And that's something that we lost in the black community because we ain't had men like that to look up to. I grew up looking at cats like, this nigga ain't better than me. He ain't got money, he get old, but you understand? He ain't better than me. He a foul cat. These men here, there's men in here that are better than me. And I thank the Lord for putting these brothers in my life so that I can learn from them how to be a great man. That is manly to be able to say that. To be able to say, man, the Lord that brought me to some brothers that I'm going to learn how to be great from, it's an amazing thing. That's what Paul is saying here. Paul is saying the feet of these cats is beautiful because I'm just here to learn. I just want to be like these cats, you understand? And this cat is preaching about peace and about all the good things that's going to come. If we obey the Lord, man, I'm just here to learn. You understand? Everybody understand that? Read the next line.
But they have not obeyed the word. For Isaiah said,
read one more time.
But they have, Ezekiel, Romans chapter 9 and 16, chapter 10 and 16. But they have not all obeyed the word.
You understand? The Gospels. Your Bible say gospel or say word? Your Bible say gospel or say word?
Say gospel.
Yeah, just say gospel. They have not all obeyed the gospel. You understand? So even though these cats is coming out the preaching, everybody haven't obeyed the word they bringing out. Everybody haven't listened to what they say. Go ahead, y'all go on.
So what verse again?
Romans chapter 10 and 16.
So you were saying there was something gospel.
But they have all not obeyed the gospel.
So they have not all obeyed the gospel. Read on.
For Isaiah said, the Most High, who have believed our report.
Yes, and who was this? He says in the New Testament is Isaiah from the Old Testament. All right, so this is Christ talk. Mr. Paul referencing Isaiah. He said Isaiah said, "Who have believed our report." You understand? Because during the time of Isaiah, they was going out there and prophesying, but people wasn't believing them. People wasn't trying to hear the word of the Lord. Everybody understand? And Paul is breaking it down.
So you're just 9 or 10.
Romans 10. Alright. We can drop that. Let me get Jeremiah 3. The Lord man saying right here. You get I believe it's Jeremiah 3. No, Jeremiah 1 and 5. We get Jeremiah 1 and 5. It's another thing. You read Jeremiah 1. Let's read Jeremiah 1 and 1.
Jeremiah 1 chapter 1, verse 1. The words of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, of the priests that were in Anathoth, in the land of Benjamin.
You understand? So Jeremiah was the son of a priest. You understand? All these men, you understand? These are brothers that came from honorable stock. You understand? So give me Jeremiah 1 and 4.
Jeremiah 1 and 4. The word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou comest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
You understand? The Lord said, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. You understand? These brothers that come on the earth, that come to the ISUPK and be prophets of the Lord, this is what the Most High chose you to do. This is what he made you to be. You understand? Even when you was in your mother's womb, the Lord knew. This is one of my priests, one of my priests that's going to go and teach this word and wake my people up. You understand? Read on.
Then said I, Yahweh, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child.
You understand? Jeremiah was like, nah, bro, I can't speak. I'm just a child. I'm a young man. You understand? Read on.
Verse 7. But the Most High said unto me, saying, I am a child. Say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak.
The Lord told Jeremiah, don't you tell me you're a child. You understand? Whatever I tell you to say, you gonna go teach my people. You gonna go tell it. And that goes for a lot of brothers, man. A lot of brothers, you know, we all come from different places in life, but Satan always trying to make you feel like there's a reason why you shouldn't come into the school and do this job. You know what I'm saying? And just like with brothers like Jeremiah's thing was, oh man, I'm a young man. You understand? I can't do this. With Ezekiel, this is when the Lord sent Ezekiel, Ezekiel was like, man, I'm dirty. I'm filthy. I haven't always obeyed you. The Lord told Ezekiel, you clean now. You understand? Brothers always, brother Jonah, the Lord told Jonah to go warn Nineveh. Jonah was like, nah, man, they ain't gonna listen to me. I ain't gonna go prophesy. The Lord had Jonah get swallowed up in the mouth of a big fish. You understand? There ain't no running from this calling the Lord to put on your life. If the Lord made you to do this job, you either gonna do this job or the Lord going to punish you for the death that's gonna happen in your hand. You understand? There's no getting out of what the Lord wants in your life. The Lord wants you to be in this truth and to take orders and to be a soldier and to lead the hoes along or whatever it is in your life that's blocking you from doing this work. The Lord will make sure you do it no matter what. With Ezekiel, he had a situation with this woman. The Lord killed his wife and told him to don't cry. You understand? Like there's things that the Lord will do in your life that make it so that you don't have no choice but to come into this truth. You understand? Read on.
Verse 8. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Most High. Then the Most High put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Most High said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. Verse 10.
You could drop that. Drop that. Let me get Obadiah. I don't know if Obadiah or somebody. I believe it's Isaiah. The Lord says his word is virgin. Virgin of the Lord. Forget who did. One of the prophets, that thing started out with a bird. Okay, it's Habakkuk and Zephaniah and Malachi. You know what I'm saying? Let's get Malachi 1:1. Actually, we drop that. You read Malachi, beginning of Malachi, you read the beginning of Habakkuk, read the beginning of Nahum. It says that the word that came to them was a bird of the Lord. And sometimes doing this work is not an easy thing to do. Meaning that it is not easy because the work is hard, but sometimes the truth hurts. And telling our people the truth and letting them know why they life so jammed up and why everything goes wrong, and because the Lord is with them, isn't always the easiest thing to do, but it's something that has to be done. You understand? Take note of the prophets that have come before us in knowing that even though this work ain't the easiest thing to do, it's a job that the Lord needs to be done. You understand? So even though the truth hurt, what our people desperately need more than anything is to be told the truth. You understand? That's where we are now. Hey, last question. Yeah, man, got a fun day, y'all. I know so with that, pass class over to preaching office again, y'all. You ready to stop already?